Further Abdul Qawi from online. كيف حالك بخير؟ بارك الله فيك بارك الله فيك. We'll see inshallah. تفضل.
Owain from Riyadh, KSA. You mentioned there's a hadith about the 3 times in which it is permissible for a man to be arrogant and conceited. Where can I find this? Or where can you please quote it in full?
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan for the question. May Allah bless you and reward you. Inshallah, once you look for it, and once you search for it, you come back to us. Perhaps we will give you the source, or perhaps quote the hadith, be tamami, with its full version. But you have to look for it first. We've given you that much for a computer software system, or for Google, or for a book, or for an index, or a table of contents. That's enough right there. 3 times in which you can be arrogant. Let alone the fact that make sure, bid'night ta'ala, you're quoting exactly what we said. Look for it first, and perhaps we'll give you the answer, bid'night ta'ala. In answer form, or 5 minutes of fa'ida, or khutbah, etc. Like any other time people ask for specific information. Wallahu alam.
TM from Ontario, Canada. Is it more virtuous to fast the fast of Dawood, or to observe the fast of the Prophet?
The fast of Dawood is the fast of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ, he told us about it. He informed us about it, acknowledging it. Acknowledging it. It's not what the Prophet ﷺ did himself, but he said that that's the best fast, is the fast of Dawood. The best prayer is made like this. The best kada is like that. So the Prophet ﷺ is telling us about something. He's not rejecting it, nor did he say we have our fast, Dawood had his fast. He's saying the best fast is the fast that was done by Dawood alayhi salam. So therefore that is from the sunnah, because it's been acknowledged by the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. When Allah knows best.
OJ from the UK, Manchester. Question is, how to stay patient as a teacher when students, in general, the general mass, don't listen to advice or instruction when it's told to them, which is good for them.
How to remain patient when students don't listen. Students have full cups. Students know more than the teacher, which they may. It's not an issue, but they come as a student. Or students refuse to listen. But Mufti, I heard this, and this brother and this masjid, Sheikh Fulan, kada, 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 kada. How do you remain patient? I can't give you the answer to that question, because that's a personal struggle that what? I'm having myself. And I haven't won that war yet. That's a jihad that I haven't conquered yet. I'm still working on myself. Ya akhi, subhanallah, go overseas, go to Medina. But yani, akhi, go overseas. How to read like this? What should do? It's difficult. It's what? It's difficult. And that's why a teacher has to be someone who has a great deal of control over his or herself. A great deal of control. You have to have sabr. You have to be egoless. You have to humble yourself. You have to take some adha, some harm, and some annoyance from certain students. It's a reality. And Allah knows best.
Mustafa H. from Newcastle, UK. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh. What is the distance for which one is allowed to shorten the salah? 16 4
Repeat the question again. Did he say assalamu alaikum in the beginning?
Yep.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I personally believe that there is no distance. What I feel that's correct from the ulama is that there is no distance, but it's based off of when you begin a journey. As long as you're on a trip, if your house is 2 minutes away, you've started your journey, then you're now a traveler, and all that a traveler is allowed to do, you're allowed to do. So my home is right here. I'm right here. And we have to stop or something goes wrong, whatever the case may be. Shorten a prayer, break my fast, whatever else is permissible for a traveler, because I'm officially on the road. I've left my city. I've left my city. Everyone understand this or not? I've left my city. I'm outside of my city with the intention of on the road. I'm not outside of my city because I'm picking up something from a post office on the outskirts, or I'm going to the airport and I'm not actually traveling. I'm going to pick someone up. I actually have niyyah to suffer. We're on the what? The trip. Make the dua, pick the amir. What type of tea are we drinking? Everyone understand this? What debate are we going to have? We're actually on the what? On the road trip. That's suffer. And Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best. That's my personal opinion. And Allah knows best. Obviously, we've read the kalam of the ulama, and those who say that it's based off of mileage or distance, etc. And Allah knows best. Abdul Wadud.
What is the ruling on brothers marrying overseas or sisters married overseas for a contract for compensation?
Question says, what is the ruling on a person marrying a woman or a brother from overseas with the intention of compensation? In other words, I really don't want to be married to you, nor vice versa, but we're just getting the paperwork done for alien status or whatever petition. Basically, these are based off of intentions. Marriage between a man and woman is based off of intention. What do you intend from this woman? What do you intend from this man? Everyone understand this? What do you intend from her? You may not intend to stay with her for the rest of your life. You may not like her that much. You may not like him that much. I don't know. He may be a good brother. He may be a bad brother. What I'm intending right now to actually be with this person and to live with this person and to give it a shot. As far as I'm intentionally marrying this woman or intentionally marrying this brother with the intention of divorce, then that is problematic to many of the ulama of Islam. Or a person is just getting married for paperwork. That's problematic to many of the people of knowledge because the intention is not there. Marriage is an ibadah. There are rules, there's legislation to getting married, to getting divorced. Now, last thing I'll say with regards to this brief answer is, what do you mean by marriage? You mean Islamic marriage? Or you mean secular nominal marriage, civil marriage? Two different things. Two different things. Unfortunately, how many countries in the Middle East or North Africa or the Far East are, if not all, I don't know, I can't say all, but many for sure, in which there is a secular lifestyle. The deen is here and the dunya is there. When it's time to get married to a girl or a brother, they do it in the court first. It's done in the court. Then you go to this small office or this sheikh's house and they make the actual aqd nikah, shar'i. So this goes to prove that the civil court, which is not based off of the Sharia, which is not in compliance to the Sharia, that's the thing that's dominant in that country. The paperwork. Without that paperwork, there's nothing. Inheritance, house, this, that, the social services, traveling overseas, you have to do that first. And oftentimes, we got married in a house, we got married at the sheikh's house, they would laugh at you. And they wouldn't consider that a valid marriage at all until it's done in the civil, nominal, secular what? Court system. Clear on this? So if a brother and a sister got married on paper through the civil system, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're married what? Islamically. Unless they were both Christian. That's a different story. You married your wife before you were a Muslim. You accepted Islam. Islam respects that previous contract. She remains your wife. You don't have to get a new Islamic marriage done. That's not the same as you marry a sister from Yemen. You're living in New York City. You're Muslim, she's a Muslim. You get married in a civil court. Does it have to be a wali? Does it have to be witnesses? Can you marry someone that you are a suckling partner with? The conditions and the prohibitions are not the same. They're not what? They're not the same. A woman may get divorced from a man civilly, and they still may remain married Islamically. So one could possibly say, and Allah knows best, one could possibly say, okay, I'm married to a woman. She's paying me for this service to get her the paperwork. She's not really my wife in Islam. The system is kufr and shirk and taghut laws aslan. It's like a service. I don't believe in it. She doesn't believe in it. It holds no weight in Islam. One may possibly say that's permissible. One may what? Possibly say that's permissible. However, you may be forced to do certain things that are not haram. If they say, wear pictures with you and her, and you have to go there and give her a hug and give her a kiss and have her dress up, put on a wedding dress, have a henna party, and you hug her. She's not your wife Islamically, but they need pictures to prove that that's your actual bona fide what? relationship. And the list goes on. And the list what? You may have to lie in certain instances, certain types of paperwork. So it can get sticky. So I wouldn't advise with that at all. I wouldn't what? I wouldn't advise with that at all. Marrying someone for some type of scheme or in and out type of business like that. La. I wouldn't advise that. And Allah knows best. Father Abdul Qawi.
HM from Toronto, Canada. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah reward you immensely and forgive you for all your sins. Is it permissible to work as a cable/internet installer for homes?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you. And that means, Jazakallah khairan for your dua for forgiveness of sins. It's just like we said before, brothers and sisters, with regards to Uber, with regards to driving a taxi, with regards to being a contractor, a carpenter, an electrician, with regards to working for UPS, FedEx, with regards to working in a warehouse, the answer is always going to be yes and no. It's always going to be a mixture. You can install someone's cable and they can watch permissible things. They can watch the adhan, Quranic programs, fatwa programs from overseas. And they can watch what we won't say in the masjid. They can do this and they can what? They can do that. It is not your job. You're not responsible. You're not held liable for what they watch. It is not your liability what they're going to watch and surf through. If you feel that pictures are haram with regards to the television, you cannot look at a television. A television cannot be in a house. If that's your madhab, that's fine. Then it's haram. Absolutely. There's no detail. If you believe that the television is tasweer and it's haram and you can't have a television in the house, you cannot be a cable man, period. But if you believe that it's okay, that's not what's meant by those hadiths, then it depends. I'm just installing the service. I'm what? I'm installing a service. What you watch, what you do, that's your own discretion. You watch National Geographic, learn about Allah's creation, see the world, or you can watch it's light, akhi. Abdul Qawi telling us what? Things that are far more destructive, yakhi. Everybody understand this? So that's your discretion. At the end of the day, if you have doubt, if you're unsure, then stay away from it. If you have doubt and you're unsure, then do what? Stay away from it. But the ruling with regards to these jobs in the United States of America, what job is absolutely permissible in these times when it comes to cooperating upon sin and transgression? You have a personal shop. You sell clothes, you sell perfume, you sell food. The kafir comes into your store and he orders plates. He orders foods to go to the concert. Are you not going to serve customers food on Friday night? Are you not going to serve people food on Sunday morning? Where are they going with that food, Abdul Qawi? Taking their energy to do what? To disobey Allah Azza wa Jalla, without a question. A bunch of young people come into your restaurant at 12 a.m. on Friday, 1 a.m. on Friday. They either go in there or come in from the what? Everybody understand this or not? And the same applies to a car driver. The same applies to a contractor. You work for the city. You're a plumber. You're a brick mason. What can you do? Huh? And Allah knows best. We explained that. Tafadhal ya akhi. Okay. With regards to Hadith 404 and 405, is it just for the Imam or the Mu'adhin or so on and so forth? Then if someone is already in the masjid, then that's one thing. But let's say someone lives far away or they live in which they have to experience the hardship. Everyone is exempt from it. Everyone. Everyone is exempt from it. And it should be well known that the Salat, the Jama'ah is not going to be established or it was combined because of the rain or the snow. As far as these two narrations, this is the actual legislation. They're explaining to these tabi'een what the Prophet said, what the Prophet did. And it was established from that time on. And Allah knows best. Fadl Abu Amin.
Brother has 2, 3, 4 wives, one wants an iPhone X, $1,000.
Sahib.
And the brother has a problem obviously because now if he buys it for one, he feels he may need to buy it for the second and third and fourth. 2, 3, 4,000. What is he supposed to do? Can he buy it just for one and not the others if there's a financial hardship?
Question says, with regards to iPhone X, Abu Saeed, he has 3 wives, or 2 wives. One wife wants an iPhone X, another wife also wants an iPhone X. Do you have to buy 2 iPhone X's, $1,000 each, $1,500 each, etc.? What do you do? The scholars of Islam, they say, is that a man who has more than one wife has to be just and equal with his wives with regards to time and spending. Time and spending. With regards to what? Time and spending. That's the general rule. Love, affection. No, it doesn't have to be equal and fair. However, these are the general rules. The specific applications of them may differ from wife to wife. So let's make an example of this. You have 2 wives, right? One wife has 3 children and one wife has no children. So each wife, they're free women, they're not slaves, they have haqq of a night. So you visit your night, you visit your wife, it's after Maghrib Khalas, you want to spend the night with her. The wife that has 3 children, her free time, her preparation, putting the kids to sleep, preparing food, dressing up for you, putting on makeup, is not like that of the wife that has what? No children. So therefore, if you spend a night over the first wife's house, obviously it's your house, but you're not living there all of the time, and you only got 3 hours of quality time with her, or 4 hours of quality time with her, a night of sleep, witr, tahajjud, prayer, kids, etc., pampers, diapers, putting this one to sleep, putting that one to sleep. And the other wife, you got 7 hours of quality time. You can't say that that's unjust and that it has to be equal, because the circumstances are clearly different. They're clearly different. The circumstances are clearly what? They're clearly different. And the same applies to a phone. You may have one wife who doesn't want an iPhone X. She doesn't need an iPhone X. She doesn't need this type of technology and 100 gig. She doesn't need that, and she doesn't want it. Buy me a simple basic phone. And the other wife, she may have a business. She may be a teacher. She may be a student. She may be whatever she may be. She needs this amount of space, this type of quality camera. What's important is that they both have phones that work. But if she says, I want an iPhone X, and you can't afford it, then you have to buy it and be equal. But it depends off of the situation. It depends on the what? The situation. You clear on this? So the general rule is that there has to be equal treatment with regards to al-mabit wa nafaqa, the nights and the money. But that does not mean that every wife is going to get the same percentage of money as the next wife. This wife is older. This wife is what? Younger. This wife has a taste. This wife doesn't have that taste. She said, I'm a vegetarian. I don't need to eat this. And this wife, you married her from a household in which she has lamb and rice. That's a normal basic meal at night. It's not the same. It's not what? It's not the same. Clear on this? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So I believe it's time for the iqamah now. Inshallah, any questions that weren't answered now, we'll try to answer them either after the salah or tomorrow. And Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best. Wa sallallahu sallam wa barak ala abdihi wa rasulihi nabina wa imamina Muhammad. Jazakumullah khairan.